Hi, I'm Farhan from Klevio, and welcome to a tour of the Klevio Dashboard. As you may already know, Klevio is a digital access solution that enables you to control your doors from your phone or computer with digital keys. The Klevio Dashboard is tailor-made for Klevio business users who need to manage large numbers of keys or properties. In this video, I want to give you an overview of the dashboard so you can see how it can help you manage access more efficiently. Let's get started. So when you sign into the dashboard with your Klevio account, you arrive at the dashboard homepage. When you click on the toggle here in the navigation bar, you can see the different options available to you. The dashboard homepage, where we are now, a list of all your Klevio connected doors, a list of all your users and keys, and an event log for tracking access activity. In the upper right corner, you can click on your account name and access your account and dashboard settings. Now let's start off with what we can see here on the dashboard homepage. The most important feature here is key sharing. You can share a key with someone by clicking on the Share Keys button here. In addition to that, there's also a latest activity module shown down here. It shows you all of the most recent 7-day access activity. You can get more details about access activity in the event log, which we'll get to a bit later. First off, let's look at how you can share keys from the dashboard. Let's click on Share Keys. You share your keys in 4 steps. First, you choose who you'll be sharing your keys with. Then you choose which keys you want to share. Then you add any extra features you want these keys to have. And at the end, you review the information you've entered and share your keys. So first, you're going to need to choose who you want to share your keys with. You have different options here for existing users, new users, and importing user lists. For existing users that you've already shared keys with, you can start typing in the field below and the information will automatically pop up so you can click on it, like I just did with this user named Amina right now. For new users, you'll need to enter their name and the email address that's registered with their Klevio account. If they don't have a Klevio account with that email address, they'll be sent an invitation from Klevio with instructions on how to set it up and retrieve their keys. If you want to share keys with multiple people at once, you can use the Import User List option. Here, you simply upload a CSV spreadsheet file with all the users you want to share keys with. All you have to do is follow the simple instructions provided here. For the purposes of this demonstration, let's say I'm sharing with a new user. Let's write in her name and add an email address. You can also add a phone number, but it's not a requirement. To continue, let's click Next. Step 2 is choosing the doors you want this user to have access to. Sometimes you might just want to give the user keys to all your doors. In that case, you can do this by simply clicking the Select All Doors button. And just like that, all the keys you'll be sharing are listed down here. I don't actually want to do this now, so I'll quickly remove all of these. What I do want to do is choose my doors individually. If you click on this field, a drop-down menu of your doors will appear. You simply click on a door to add it to the list of keys you want to share. So now I've added my main entrance door. Let's add another one. If you have lots of doors, you can start typing a name to filter the results. You can see I started writing private door and it showed up immediately. Let's add it. You can add as many doors as you wish. If you're renting out a unit in a block, for example, you can select both the communal and private door this way. If you scroll down to the list of keys, you can edit the information that the user will see on them. You can give the key a different name and description. Let's change the main entrance to say Big Blue Door, for example. You can even add labels. Let's give this one a demo label. Okay, so now I'm happy with that. Let's click Next. Step 3 is to decide if the key should have any special features. There are currently 3 types of keys that you can choose from: time limited, shareable, and app-less access keys. If you choose none of these options, you'll simply be sharing a completely regular key. So, first off, let's look at time-limited keys. If I toggle this feature, I can set a specific time period for when these keys should work. This is a very useful option if you're managing holiday lets, for example, where you know exactly when your guests will need access. You can also change these dates later if you need to. Below the time limit option, you have shareable keys. When you share regular or time-limited keys with someone, that person cannot then share those keys further. With shareable keys, you share your management responsibilities so that the person can share those keys further. For example, that person could be a business partner or your office manager. And then finally, you have app-less access. This enables your users to unlock the door from an email link without registering with the Klevio app. To keep your doors secure though, appless access can only provide one unlock at a time that is protected with two-step verification process. This is why it's mostly preferred for one-time users who only need to enter the property once. For more in-depth details about these different types of keys, please check out the links in the description box below. For the purpose of this demonstration, let's say I want these keys to be time limited. I'll set the start and end dates here, and then I'll click Next to continue. We're at the final step now, which is to simply review all this information and decide whether we're happy with it. So, you have the person you're sharing the keys with here, also called the key holder, the doors you want them to have access to, what features the keys have, and when they're valid. When you click Share, Klevio will send an automatic email to this person to notify them of their keys. Over here, under Custom Message, you can add a few words that will be included in this email. Let's just say hi. And that's it. Once you're happy with everything, hit the share button. The dashboard will then generate these keys and send them to the user. And that's how you share keys in the dashboard. Obviously, we've taken a bit more time to go over these steps, but normally this only takes a couple of seconds. Let's now go back to our navigation bar to explore our other tabs. We shared our keys from the dashboard homepage, and the next tab is Doors. This is a list of all the doors you have access to and all the keys you shared for them. On the left, you have the door's name, and then you have the door's owner listed. Being the owner means that you have top management rights for that door. So I can see here that I'm the owner of main entrance and private door, while someone called building manager has obviously given us the shareable key for this spare room here. Moving on, you can then see the number of keys you've shared for any particular door, followed by the door's status. The status shows whether the door is online or not, and you can use the refresh button to manually update the status of your door, ensuring that you're looking at the most up-to-date information. On the far end of the list, you have buttons for controlling your doors. If you wanted to unlock main entrance, you could click on the open door button here and unlock the door remotely. We need to confirm the unlock just to be safe. There. This door has now been buzzed open for a few seconds. You can see all the keys that have been shared for any particular door by either clicking on the list item or simply expanding the entire list. You can see the names of the people holding the keys, the names of the people who shared those keys, and whether the keys had been accepted or not. On the far end, you can see if the keys have special features activated, or if they have any tags attached to them. If you hover over any of the names or key types, additional tooltips will appear with more information. You'll also notice that above the list you have a filter. If you had hundreds of doors, you'd be able to filter out particular doors you're interested in. For example, I could search for my private door. I could also search for other things that appear in the list, like all the keys that are tagged with the word employee. It's also possible to look up more details about each door from the doors list. All you need to do is click directly on the door's name. Let's click on this door, main entrance. I have management rights for this, which means I'll be able to see more information. First off, if you wanted to unlock the door from this page, the same buttons from before are found here in the upper right corner. Otherwise, here you have door details, where you can see things like the name, description, property ID, status, and the owner of the door. By clicking on the edit button here, you can also change some of those details. Down here, you also have the Quick Access feature. This enables you to print out a QR code for your door, so your users can unlock it by simply scanning the code with their smartphone. To learn more about this feature, please visit our website or check out our other videos. Next to door details, you have a small latest activity module that shows who's been using this door in the last 7 days. Lastly, you have the keys box, which shows a list of all keys that have been issued for this door. You can see who has these keys, whether they've been activated, what types of keys they are, and if they have any labels assigned to them. You can also see who the person was that shared those keys, if you maybe gave someone else sharing responsibilities for this door. You also have a sharing button up here if you wanted to share keys for this door. There is of course also a filter function here, so for example if I had hundreds of keys, I could quickly check if David had access to this door, and we can see that he does. By default though, this list does not show you time limited keys that have expired. If you'd also like to see those keys, you can tick the box that says show expired keys, and we can see that we have one expired key in the system here. In the keys list itself, you can also click on these individual keys to see more details. Let's click on Kim's key. So here you can see things like the name and description. You can also see when this key was shared, which for this key is obviously just a few moments ago. You can edit a key by clicking on the edit button here. In addition to editing names and labels, you can edit the key's validity. You have the time limit toggle here, which means you can turn a time limited key into a regular one, or the other way around. You can also adjust an existing time limit. Let's extend the validity of Kim's keys for a couple of days, for example. There are also other options available in this dialog if you have other types of keys, like appless access, for example. So that's how you can edit your key. I don't want to change this key right now, so instead of saving the adjustments, I'll just hit cancel. The last thing that's important here is that if I needed to delete this key for this person straight away, I could click the delete key button here. I need to confirm this action because I can't undo it. There. Kim now no longer has access to my main entrance door. As you can see, it's very quick and easy to delete someone's access if needed. Okay, so up to now, we looked at door details and then dived into key details as well. If we go back to the navigation bar, the next tab is Users and Keys. This gives us similar information to what we've already discussed, but from the side of the users. You've got the users' names, the number of keys they have, and a tick to indicate whether they've got activated accounts. At the end, you'll have their Klevio account emails. If we click on any of the list items, all the keys for that particular user will become visible. Similarly to the doors list, on the left you have the door's name, the person who shared the key, and a check mark to indicate the key has been accepted. At the end, you can see if the keys have any special features activated, or if they have any tags attached to them. Again, if you hover over any of the names or key types, additional tooltips will appear with more information. Similarly to the doors list, you can also make all keys visible for all users by clicking on the expand button here. If you want to find anything specific, there's another filter tool you can use here. For example, I can search for all the keys with the name main entrance and it will show them to me along with the users who have them. I could also search for other things that appear on the list, like all the keys that are tagged with the word employee. Similarly to the doors list, you can click on any of these keys or on the users' names to see their details. We've already covered the key details box. Let's have a look at a specific user now. Let's check out Kim again. This page is quite similar to the info page we looked at for a specific door, except it now tells us information about a user. You have the user's details here, which you can edit if you want. There's also another latest activity module here, telling us which doors the user had been opening. And then you have a list of keys that the user has been given. Here you see the same kind of information we've already seen with doors. You can also share a key from here as well. But really, the most important tool you have here is this button for deleting all keys. Unlike before when we only talked about deleting a single key, this button will delete all from this user's keys and remove their user from the dashboard. I need to confirm this action because I cannot undo it, and the dashboard lists all the keys that will be deleted here. Let's click delete. You will receive another warning. Let's click delete anyway. And that's it. The user Kim is now no longer listed in the dashboard and no longer has access to any of my doors. Kim only had one key left, but this is especially useful for deleting users who have a large number of different keys. So really, if you want to just revoke all access privileges you've shared with someone entirely, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, so lastly, let's go to the navigation bar again and check out the last tab, which is the event log. Here you can see all the access activity for the doors you own. You'll see which door has been used and the name of the user using the door. You'll also see what kind of action the user performed based on the type of lock you have installed. So, a lock, unlock, or open action. Unsuccessful attempts are also logged. At the end of this list you have a timestamp, so you know exactly when the door was used. By default, the event log is set to show the information for the last 7 days. You can change that scope by adjusting the dates up here. For example, let's go a bit further back in time. There, you can now see more unlock activity has appeared in the list. You can also filter the event log, so it shows you activity for just a certain user or a certain door. For example, let's see how many times David has used the main entrance in this time. There. You can also export all this activity information to a spreadsheet file by clicking the export button here. You can similarly download lists from users and keys and doors as well. And with that, we've come to the end of this Klevio Dashboard demonstration. I hope this video has shown you that the dashboard is very intuitive and easy to use, and is a great tool for anyone using the Klevio Access system to manage large numbers of keys and properties. The Klevio Dashboard is currently available as part of the Klevio Business Package. For more details, please visit klevio.com. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again soon.